Friends of the Rail is a club where people who love steam trains can get together to share the joys of their hobby. The steam locomotive holds a special place in many people's hearts who remember the old beasts from their childhood. The rhythmic beat of the exhaust, the visually pleasing sight of working machinery, and the shriek of the whistle all assault the senses in a way no other machine can. Some even describe the turning of the wheels as mechanical poetry in motion. The club started with the replacement of steam engines by more economical diesel and electric locomotives. At that time, a few enthusiasts got together to clean and photograph the last remaining engines based at Capital Park. The club chairman, Nathan Berelowicz, was one such person and explains how it all started.
We decided to form a social club, met every month at the Berea Park Club, which belonged to Railways at that time, and from there just decided let's clean locos, let's ride trains, and we built it up from there onwards. At one stage we used to have a thing called the steam team, where we'd go down on weekends and start polishing up the few remaining locomotives that were left at Capital Park, because bearing in mind steam had been withdrawn and we had the blue train shunt, which of course was the start and finish of steam on the blue train, and we guys would go and clean the locos, do repairs on them. Then we thought, hey, there's a lot of interest in this, let's get John Public to ride trains, hired coaches from Railways, put on a locomotive up front. And then the great challenge came when we spoke to Railway Museum and said, give us an engine, we want to restore it, with a lot of laughs and smirk and that sort of stuff. Now we got a piece of junk that came full of holes and rust. This beautiful machine you see standing behind us now, we lovingly restored. It took a good few years. Started with the second locomotive, and here we are today running very successfully, restored rake of coaches. Just hardcore dedication from a bunch of guys that love trains and train travel.
The old locomotives chose a steady pace, seemingly never in a hurry, winding their way through the suburbs of Pretoria to eventually find themselves running through the bushveld to its first stop at Erratum. But it is at Cullinan where the traditional bottle of champagne was broken and the celebratory birthday cake was cut. The trains bring about 200 tourists to the town with each trip, something local entrepreneurs value more than diamonds. Friends of the Rail has achieved some remarkable goals in the past 21 years. Members have restored 2 steam engines from being heaps of rust to fully operational machines. Steam trains are regularly run during the summer season. Destinations include Cullinan and a trip around Pretoria called the Tshwane Explorer. John Makhopo, a steam enthusiast and member of the club, explains how he fell in love with steam trains.
When there was a steam in Pretoria, my mom used to go with it. So sometimes he used to take me to work on the train. So I started loving the train, and my grandmother used to stay next to the railway lines. So normally I used to saw the trains from Pietersburg coming to Hammanskraal, putting water. I used to climb on the tree because I didn't saw them. Then I started loving the train, you know.
Cliff Petzer is a retired steam train driver, but he now spends his weekends volunteering his time for Friends of the Rail.
Sê vir my, hoekom like 'n ou golf? Ja. 'n Klein balletjie rond te slaan en kilometers agter hom aan te loop. Ja, ja. Ek weet nie. Ek kan nie vir jou sê wat dit is nie. Dis net 'n passion dis al.
Thanks to the dedicated effort of only a small band of friends, steam trains are given a second lease on life to serve the tourist industry in Gauteng. With the 2010 FIFA World Cup just around the corner, the future of many surviving steam engines still hang in the balance. Authorities are yet to realize the tourism potential connected to steam engines. I am Henry Lazenby for TUT TV, Pretoria.